Agent P, and I am coming at you with a starter guide for Kefla. This is going to be capping off my week of Kefla, and what I'm going to be doing in the starter guide is going over her special moves, her supers, some notable normals that she has. She has a few, both good and bad. What her assists do, because, you know, 3 assists, Season 3, and what I think some pros and cons of the characters of this particular character is. So let's go ahead and get right into this guide. Alright, and the first special move that we're going to be talking about is her Super Cannonball. That is her quarter circle forward and attack buttons, and of course it has three flavors. It's got light, which just goes straight across, medium, which is a nice anti-air angle. It's akin to the GT Goku Kamehameha, Super Broly's Eraser Blow, Android 21's Medium Fireball. And it's just a nice angle to cover people that are flitting around. And, you know, if you're kind of close, they can hit. Even on, like, you know, Goku, like the medium-sized characters, if you're hit, you're a decent, you know, it can still catch them, which is nice. And, of course, obviously, the taller characters like, you know, Super Broly or Z Broly, Cooler, you know, that would just be popping them in the face. So you can do a lot of stuff with this. And then, of course, the heavy version is 2 balls. And as you can see, that's a nice little launcher. Easy confirm into Super Dash. Go for it from there. One thing to note about the heavy version, we're going to set the enemy to block here. And as you can see, I have the frame data on. That's +4. The heavy version of this attack is +4. Now, the only issue is I don't think you could fit this into a true block string, because I don't think no matter what you do, it's going to come out quick enough. There's going to be a gap in it, even with all these key blasts. I think there's going to be enough gap that if you needed to reflect or anything, you could reflect. But if they're respecting you, then if you can get them to respect your block strings, then you could be +4 in their face. And she's got a 6-frame jab. There's nothing going to beat that. Nobody has a 2-frame move in this game. So, yeah, that's pretty good. As far as, you know, projectiles go, it's they're pretty standard projectiles, but I think her heavy ones, especially since the EX moves now only cost half a bar, I think these are extremely useful for just catching stuff. You know, because like I said, you go into that, just full combo after that. So if you're better than I am with this character. The next special move that we're going to talk about is titled "Ain't Nobody That Can Stop Me!" exclamation point. And that's quarter circle back in an attack button. And it's light, medium, and heavy. The main difference between these are the startup time. The light takes about 14 frames to start up, so very quick. The medium's got a little bit more range. It has a 22 frame startup. The EX has about a 17 frame startup, but stupid good range. I mean, we're from, you know, yeah, boom. And the thing with all these, I'm going to set Monsieur Goku here to block. So, you know, he's blocking everything. High, low, whatever. He's got to crouch. These are lows. These are long distance lows. So that helps mix in with her mix-up game that we're going to get into a little bit later. But yeah, these are lows that you got to think about from, you know, that range. You got to see this coming and be like, oh crap, I got to block low. You know, because not a lot of people can contest a low from this range. I think Cooler, maybe Beerus is 2M. Yeah, there's not a lot of people that can make you think about blocking low from, you know, all the way back here. So this is going to be a very useful tool in her mix-up game. Also, let's take her off block right now. In the corner, medium one, like the light one, you can't really get any follow-up off of, except if you vanish. Then you can get a follow-up into full combo, blah, 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 blah. The medium one, if I can do the medium one, you can combo off of in the corner, a lot like, you know, most other medium moves. The EX one, we're going to get back to mid-screen here. Yeah, it causes a substantial wall bounce that you can actually like super dash after, or conversely, follow up with one of her mediums. So this is a very good move in her toolkit. It's very quick. It's at 17 frames from almost full screen, and boom, you're in, you're hitting, and you're hitting low. So you're going to catch some people, especially online, with this move. Alright, now looking at her quarter circle forward and special button, we're looking at the Galactic Breaker. And as you can see, this move can be held. If it's held, it shoots out a projectile. If it's not held, she comes forward like a lariat move, like, a Bardock, Teen Gohan, any move that's just quick and across the screen. The neat thing about this is while those red orbs are spinning, she is completely immune to projectiles, beams, or any kind of key blasts, but not supers. So, you can have a Kamehameha coming at you. If you see a wind-up, pop this up. Good. Now, it's not frame 1 invincible. They have to actually start spinning. So, it's... I want to say it's like frame 4 or 5 or something like that. It's quick, but it's not like frame 1. It's not a DP get out of every situation. This is also always going to give you a sliding knockdown. So let me show you an example of that real quick. Boom! Sliding knockdown. As long as you don't do the held version in the air, you can get a sliding knockdown. Now, this is her only special move, aside from her other quarter circle back S move, that can be done in the air. So her quarter circle forward and light, quarter circle back light, those moves cannot be done in the air. That's why I did not say that they could. Yeah, that's why I didn't say that whenever I was talking about them. But this one is her only attacking move that can be done in the air. And it's in the air, it's definitely a combo finisher, because like I said, it will always give you sliding knockdown. Alright, and for her final special move, we have her quarter circle back and special button, and it's called Time to Test This Power Out. And that is this. And no matter where you're at on the screen, this will always cross up, as long as you're on the ground. If you're on the ground, full screen. Oh, if I can keep from reflecting here. Full screen. Don't tell me nope. There we go. Full screen, you're going to get a cross up. Now, if you're really close, it'll give you some space. So, you kind of got to know your spacing. If you're in here, it's going to give you some space. If you're here farther, it's just going to cross you up. It's just going to cross up pretty much right to him. It's always going to go right to the back. Now, the big kind of problem with this is...
Nice try. Nope. Nope.
Come on, Kefla.
Nice try.
That. She's negative 38 when she does this move on the ground, which means that you pretty much either need a quick assist to follow up with. That you need to be spaced right, put a quick assist, and then you can follow up, or you need some kind of a lockdown assist so you can follow up. Conversely, if we set the enemy to guard here, I call out then we have a nice little, mix up there, because we can call Videl out and then go for a low. We can call Videl out, cross up, and we can go for a key blast. We can call Videl out. Just do a bunch of random shenanigans. So if you have a good lockdown assist or a good quick assist that can come out while you're teleporting, then you're gonna have a good time. Also, this move can kind of be used as a DP. It's not frame 1 invincible, but it can be used as a DP because as soon as she starts moving, you're not going to hit her. So she can zoop out of the way of things and just make sure that she is not in the way to get hit. And this does work against everything. So if you're like facing a super Kamehameha and you have the time to know that you can get out of the way and get to their back, then like if they try to do something stupid like a full screen Kamehameha, then you can just get out of the way. This move is also usable in the air, but it doesn't always cross up. It depends on the angle. It's always going to do that same angle. So you can use that to your advantage, like say call assist, and go for shenanigans. You can call assist to make like a same side cross up. You can go down. You know, you can just really work with this. There is also a combo that I cannot do that I have seen, where you can knock the opponent way up to the top of the skybox. Use this to get down, and then you have enough frames to start your moves again. So, in actual combo applications, that is the only time that I've seen this actually put in the middle of a combo, is by getting them up way high enough for this to, you know, for that to actually work the way you want it to get down in time. But this is definitely a mix-up tool. The only thing that I caution is that, you know, with it being -38, you're never gonna beat anybody if they try to smack you out of it. So you just need to make sure that you have a way to keep yourself at least safe when doing it, so that way you do not get wrecked. Alright, and now on to Kefla's supers. She has 3 level 1 supers and a level 3 super, so she has 4 altogether. She has one that is performable both on the ground and in the air, and then she has one that is on the ground, one in the air only, and then her level 3 is grounded only. So we're going to start off talking with her first level 1, which is the Ultra Cannonball. That's quarter circle forward if you're playing on PlayStation 4 controller, R1. That's it. Pretty bog standard projectile. You know, hits from full screen. Pretty quick, you know, 23 frame startup. The one thing to note is that if you're in the air, she will try to level out with the character as best as she can. So even if you're way up in the air, she'll teleport to wherever she thinks she can hit from. The downside to this is, if you do it too quick, you can actually miss if you're in the middle of a sliding, in the middle of a knockdown. So you do have to kind of be careful with the timing on that. This is her most damaging level 1 that she has. So if you can end a combo in it, this is going to give you the most bang for the buck. Alright, and her grounded level 1 super that we have is the Galactic Ray. A lot of people will consider this a Hell Zone attack, and it's quarter circle forward and R2. She pops these out, zoops them up, and knocks them into the air. Which, you know, doesn't look like much, and the combo isn't, I mean, the damage isn't that great, it's 1600, but the cool thing with this is you can combo afterwards. So, you know, you can do that, super dash confirm, and call it good. This opens up for double supers too, because this is not scalable. So if we go in conjunction with her air level 1, which is called Galactic Chaser, which is quarter circle forward, R2 in the air, and that brings them right back down. So you can kind of use these in conjunction to get double supers. And then Galactic Chaser, boom. So it's not a, you know, obviously not an optimal combo here, just showing you the concept works. That you can, you know, call your Hell Zone super, super dash, do a combo, and then into her other level 1 in the air super to dunk them down, to make sure that you get that connection. Now, something to note about the Galactic Chaser is this is also her DHC level 1, which makes it really good with characters like Videl, who has a weird level 1 that kind of, you know, knocks him up in the air. You know you're going to get that hit. So normally, a lot of level 1s would miss on that because it would kick them up too high. This level 1 is nice and easy to DH into because it slams them down. It also works really well with like Janimbas because it kind of sends them sliding across the screen. It will hit. It's a very, very easily DHC-able super that just, you know, you can guarantee a hit with. But it does do less damage than its grounded counterpart here. So that is the kind of trade-off to it. Now for her level 3 super, it is called Gigantic Burst. And it is quarter circle back and one of your buttons. And she just screams, lets out those rays, whip, whip, boom, and candy cane beam. You know, as far as damage goes, it's pretty standard for a level 3 super, you know, almost 4,000 damage raw. So, I mean, it's pretty standard. The nice thing with it is that you saw, like, it'll hit from way over here, right? Okay. It'll also hit way up there. So it doesn't matter where the opponent is on the screen. If they are not blocking or reflecting, then they're getting smacked. Because it doesn't matter where the opponent is, this entire screen just gets taken over, and they can just get slapped, basically, by this super. It's very good for punishing vanishes, punishing guard cancels, punishing any kind of hard tags. It's a very good punishing move because, you know, it's got the whole level 3 invincibility to it, and it hits everywhere. So it's a very, very good check. You know, if you have 3 bars and you can kind of say, okay, do something stupid and I'm gonna smack you for it. So that's a, you know, a very good little feather in her cap that she has a level 3 that can hit the entire screen. Now on to her notable normals, and she has a few. Mostly good. There are a couple that are on the bad side of it, and we're going to get to those last. But as far as good ones, we're going to start with her auto combo series, basically. So her 5LL is her Vegeta legs. Now, it's not the first hit like Vegeta where they just come out smacking, but they do move forward a little bit, and it is multi-hitting. It is a very nice active hitbox. If you want to hard tag, it doesn't work as well as, you know, like Yamcha or anything, so you don't quite get the safe tag, but it is still, you know, a very nice multi-hitting, easily confirmable move that you can work into her other attacks. And then the full auto combo does that jumping attack there, that double boot. Now that double boot will not hit crouching opponents, so if we set the enemy to crouch, you see it just whips right over it. But that does leave you in an airborne state, so you can dash and do fun stuff afterwards. So I mean, just because you're in an airborne state doesn't mean that you can't do stuff. So the fact that you're left in an airborne state is actually advantageous to you, because you can, you know, whip and then super dash, you can whip and then key blast, you can vanish. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that you can do. If you want to get really cheeky with it, you can do a double cross up. You know, Dragon Rush. You can do a bunch of stuff with it from the fact that you're left airborne off of her 5LL. The next little notable normal that I want to talk about is her medium attack. And that's that. That's that full string there. And it moves you substantially far. So even if you don't hit with all of them, you can still hit with that last one. Now the thing that is a little awkward with this is that you can cancel any hit. So this can be really awkward in the new stages of learning her. So because you can cancel too early and miss out on some damage. But it is a nice little check, and the fact that you can, let's see here, hold on. You can use that as a confirmation, like a vanish confirmation tool, so you can actually like just micro dash forward and then M to get a nice easy hit after vanish if you're low enough to the ground. So that way you don't have to try to, you know, like 2M and then go into it from there. It's just, it moves you farther forward and it just keeps going. And, you know, it's not a slow attack. And from that range, it's, you know, pretty good. Then we're going to get into her jumping mediums, which, as you can see, again, is a double hitting move. She's got a lot of multi-hitting moves, which can be a little awkward, because again, the cancel timing can be different if you're not used to them. So, you know, you just kind of got to work with her a little bit and get used to them. But, you know, obviously, multi-hitting moves in the air are nice. And there's a few characters that have them. You know, Bardock has a multi-hitting medium. Gogeta, Krillin actually has a multi-hitting medium in the air. So, you know, there's quite a few that have the multi-hitting mediums in the air. So you just, it's not abnormal, but if you're not used to a multi-hitting button, it does take just a little bit of getting used to. And we're gonna, while we're on the subject of air moves, we're gonna talk about our Air 2H, which is a, you know, pretty standard Air 2H. It's rocket. So yeah, it just sends them launching, right? Well, with the Air 2H, there is a little trick for this one. So as you can see right there, I canceled that cinematic into a jump. She is the only character that can do that, and you know, being able to cancel that cinematic into a jump cancel leaves your heavy with these sliding properties in. So if you want to try to keep them low to the ground so that you can get, you know, your level 3 off easier, or if you just want to keep them low to the ground for whatever reason, you can jump cancel her first cinematic 2H into, you know, another light. So that is a neat little thing. I'm sure there's going to be optimization with that. You know, there's going to be stuff you can do with it. The last good notable normal that I want to talk about is her forward heavy 6H double hammer. That's this. This is a true overhead, so we're going to set the enemy to crouch and guard all. So they're crouching. If they do 6M, you can see that she stands up. So this is a true overhead. They have to block the stand. We're going to also set on the info displays here, so you can see the difference here. So 24 versus 27. So you might want to think, well, why would I want to do that over the standard? The reason that you would want to do this over the standard is because you can follow up with it. The standard overhead, you can't really follow up with. There is going to be a gap. So we are going to set the enemy also to reflect here. So, boom, they're going to reflect, right? So you can get reflected. Can't reflect that! And this can be canceled into Key Blast. This can be canceled into 2H. Or it can be canceled into 5H. It can also be canceled into special moves. So it is special cancelable as long as as well as like same button cancelable. So that is for 3 extra frames. I think it's worth it. Plus you don't have that tell of the jump there, because a lot of your 6Ms are going to have that standard tell of jumping in the air, to where you can really see him coming. This one doesn't. It looks more like a grounded move than the other ones do, so it's going to be a little bit more of a guessing game, and it really works into her high-lows of, okay, well, I'm going to put you in this block string, and then am I going to, after I put you in this block string, am I going to go high, or am I going to go low? You know, am I going to go that, or am I going to go like that? You know, it gets into that mix-up guessing game, and you can also go, okay, well, I'm going to go high, into assist, into cross-up, into low, you know, and just get to start that blender up with them, and make them really worry and think about what they have to block, and eventually they're gonna crack, because there's only so much that you can do. And we talked about her good normals, so let's talk about her notable bad normals. Now these aren't necessarily bad, but they're not great, you know, for all the range that that gives you, for all the range that gives you. Her 2M is not great. I mean, I'm used to playing characters with really long 2Ms, so this is really awkward for me. But she got a tiny little 2M. You know, and you can see it's even kind of going through Goku's foot a little bit and not hitting him. Also, her 2H is not the best. It's not like Janemba or Krillin skinny. It's got a decent vertical range, but horizontally, it's just, you know, it's definitely not as bad as Krillin's, because Krillin's can whip from here, but it feels a lot like Janemba's, where you feel like you should be able to hit, but you can't quite. But really, other than that, she doesn't have very many bad notable, really bad normals. She's got a 7-frame low. You know, her jab's 6 frames, 11 frames into the Vegito kicks. Her 2M is 23 frames in her full screen, which is pretty slow. She's got a 10-frame medium, so her medium is as fast as Super Broly's light, which is nice. So I mean, she's got a fast medium. Just set. Oh, it's 9 frames. I'm sorry. That was after that was looking at it. But, so her 9 frame. She's got a 9-frame 2M, but like I said, it's really slow, or really short. So you can't really expect to hit everybody from ranges that honestly most other people in the cast would hit from. Because I mean, even Blueku could hit from here with his 2Ms, you know, and then you have Super Saiyan Goku that can hit from back here, and Cooler that can hit from back here, or Beerus that can hit almost full screen. So in the realm of 2Ms, this is definitely among the worst, but with everything else she has going for her, hey, you gotta have one bad button, I guess, right? Alright, now we're gonna get into her assists, and as with Season 3, she has 3 assists. So her first one is her Super Cannonball. Just comes out, basically throws the light version of it. It's got, you know, 65 frames of hit stun, which is pretty good, because you can go into it. It's startup, 28 frames, so I mean, it's not terrible. I don't think it's that bad. 25 frames close up, so the fastest you're going to get this out is 25 frames. So it's, you know, it's not bad. It's definitely serviceable. It's your pretty bog standard projectile. You know, full screen 38 frames. There's definitely quicker ones than that from full screen, but hey, you know, it's a perfectly serviceable assist. And her second one is her Mighty Kicks, and this is the second part of her auto combo. And as you can see, she kind of moves forward and taps, does her full auto combo, and it's got a nice little amount of hit stun. It's got 50 frames of hit stun, and if we set the enemy to block, it's got 44 frames of block stun. So it's, you know, pretty good on the block stun. It's got really nice hit stun. So there's a lot that you can do off of this assist. The only kind of knock against it is that it does take a second to show up. So like, you know, she's not going to be the fastest. Like, it's not like the Yamcha assist where he's just boom out there and going. So it does have some wind up to it, but it's got a good range. It's got good block stun. It's got good hit stun. It's a good lockdown assist. Now, for her C-type Gigantic Breaker, this is pretty much your bog standard C assist. I don't think there's really anything special about it. Just kind of comes in, knocks him down, boom. The only thing that I could think about it is that that front part might have just a little bit of projectile immunity. So, but I haven't really tested that to say for certain. So yeah, it's just nice, easy conversions into whatever, really. So it's a pretty bog standard C-type assist. All right, now we're gonna get into the pros and cons of this character. And I'm just gonna say right up front, the pros way outweigh the cons of this character. She's got very fast. She's very easy to pick up and play because she doesn't have anything that's too crazy and gimmicky. You know, she doesn't have like Android 21's grabs or you know, the absorb mechanics. She doesn't have Janimba's teleports or anything like that. She's got a pretty standard set of moves. She's got, you know, overall she's got good buttons. She's got good spammable key blasts. I will say that in the air the angle is quite shallow, but they kind of hold you. So you can kind of play this air game for a second, and then cancel into that. So I mean, she's got really easy buttons to work with, really easy concepts. She's a very, what I would say, probably the most beginner-friendly character in the game, because she's got a very, you know, standard B&B combo. It's not that hard to pick up. You know, it's not a hard B&B to learn. You don't have to think of, okay, well, I'm gonna then pop her down to assist, teleport, and blah blah blah. No, like, you can get complicated with her, but as far as everything goes, she's got a very standard, you know, B&B to her. She's got good damage. You know, her damage isn't terrible. I wouldn't say it's superly above average. I'm maybe a little bit above average, but as far as everything goes, you know, it's good damage. She's got really good mix-ups with assists. So I mean, you know, she is needing the assist to get the best out of her mix-ups, but she does have very good mix-ups with assists with her, you know, Zoop here. Standard, you know, self mix-ups. She's got the quick lows, the overhead that's kind of deceptive, so you can get in that high-low, and then also, you know, we got the tick throw now, so or you can tick throw. So, I mean, she's got some pretty good mix-ups, even though she doesn't have like a command grab. She still has Dragon Rush, so you can always threaten that high-low throw, and if you have assists, you can also threaten left-right shenanigans as well. So she's got some really good mix-ups to her, as well as, you know, just good damage. She's got good pressure. With her buttons being the way they are, she's really hard to reflect and get off you. She's like a bulldog, just kind of charging her way in, just bulldozing. Actually, she's more like a chihuahua. Just kind of wants to grab onto you and not let you go, little demon dogs. Sorry to anybody who owns chihuahuas. And, you know, with her quarter circle forward S move, she's actually a decent counter zoner. You know, so if you got a Frieza that's playing you and they just get counter happy, just pop them. That's it. So, you know, she's got a very, very complete toolkit. Like I said, she's got good Cannonball Ski Blast, she's got good projectiles, she's got that quick low, she's got anti-zoning stuff, she's got built-in mix-up stuff with that and that. So I mean, she's a very, very, very complete character. So it's not hard to see why people are automatically saying, yeah, she's like top tier. And you know, with like cross-ups and stuff. If I can get my medium cross-up to work here. Get it to work without, you know, messing up. Well, you can cross up with medium if your timing's better. There you go, that, like that. So, you know, she's got a really good, you know, jump in cross up here. Just kind of got to time it a little slower than you normally would. And, yeah, just go right into her stand mediums. It's nasty. So, you know, those are what I think her pros are. The just couple cons that I have is that, you know, her multi-hitting buttons can be a little awkward to learn how to cancel into properly. So, you know, that can be just a little challenging for newcomers, but, you know, if you can get that down and that timing down right there, the Vegito legs, because you can jump cancel out with Vegito legs at any time too. So I mean, yeah. So if you can just get the multi-button awkwardness out of the way, then, you know, that's not going to be a big deal for her. And the only other really bad thing is because this is so negative, she really needs assists to get the most out of her left-right mix-up. She's still got the high-low mix-up with, you know, especially the AX version of that. She's still got a good high-low mix-up. But to get the best out of her left-right stuff, with the Zoop, you definitely need an assist with her. You know, and then anything also to help boost damage with her, as far as assists go. Always, always, always a helpful thing. So yeah, overall, I think Kefla is an excellent character. She's got everything that you really could want. She's got good projectiles, she's got good ki blast, she's got good mix-up, she's got, you know, good checks to stupidity with that, and then, you know, projectiles. She's got pretty easy sliding knockdowns with that move right there with the lariat. You know, connecting it can be a little hard sometimes, because if you're like in the middle of a combo, like me and your inputs aren't as clean, you can get a ki blast out, and if you ki blast mid-screen and then go into it, then you're not going to be as you're not going to be able to connect with it like you really want to. Now in the corner, ki blast is fine, just extra damage for you, but in mid-screen, you know, getting that sliding knockdown, she still has very reliable sliding knockdown, so it's an input error. So if you can get all the inputs very clean, then you're not going to have an issue with this character. She's going to be great. She also looks good, and then she's sassy. I like the fact that she's sassy. So it just makes me smile when she's on screen. Now, with that being said, am I going to use her? Honestly, probably not. Sadly, because I'm used to a little bit more awkward characters, honestly. I'm used to, I like my gimmicks. I like my, you know, my range on everything. The fact that I can hit you from weird angles. The absorb mechanics that, like, 21 has. Janemba's teleports and stuff like that. Kefla is just a little too straightforward for me. But I like her as a character. She's just not my play style. So don't let what I would choose deter you from playing this character, because she is very good, especially in the right hands. I think she's going to make a good mark on this game, and that way you'll actually see some female representation in this game, and as far as like top tiers and tournaments and stuff, which I think is always a good thing. Anyway, that's been, you know, my thoughts and the starter guide to Kefla. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell for notifications, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of Kefla, if you've played her. Just, you know, some of the tips and tricks, and if you have anything that I missed, please feel free to comment it down below. But anyway, guys, I've been The Real Agent P. You can find me on Facebook at The Real Agent P85, or on Twitter at The Real Agent P1. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching, but most importantly, have a great day.
Bye!